Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I put a poll up on Instagram to see what you would want to see, either a colour look or a glitter look, and majority of people voted for the glitter. If you want to follow my Instagram, it's Caroline Mulholland MUA. I'll link it all down below. Please like, subscribe, comment and share this video with all your friends and family. Thank you so much, hope you enjoy the video. Just like to start with the eyes, especially whenever I'm doing something like very dramatic or like pigments or anything like that, just to make sure that there's no fallout on the face. So to prime the lids, I'm going to go in with the Makeup Forever Full Coverage Concealer, and I'm going to go in with a MAC 195 brush. It's just like a really flat, like pointed wee brush. Just find this really good to get in underneath the brow. So just going in and just putting some of that on the lid and then going right underneath the brow. Just making a line and then dragging it down. Then take whatever is left on that wee brush and use a Peaches&Cream PC23 brush. Also taking a wee bit extra concealer and just packing that right onto the lid. This concealer is a little bit thick, so that's why I always make sure that it's all completely blended out around the eye, so whenever you put on foundation it will just completely blend in. I never go in with powders and set that down. I always feel like, I don't know why, I've never really done that. I just think the pigment of the colours stick to it a lot better. Be Perfect palettes, one is the collaboration between Gel Makeup Artist, the Clientele palette, and one is the Carnival palette, the collaboration that they done with Stacey Marie. These two palettes like are my favourite ever. I love like Morphe palettes, and I think for like makeup artists starting out, the Lip and Lash palettes are very good because they're very cheap. But these two palettes, like, they're not dear for what you get. Like, you get so many shades, so much pigment in each shade. So I think these two palettes are like an essential. I love them. So we're gonna go in with a transition colour on a Makeup Pro Store number 9 brush. It's just a really fluffy brush. I'm gonna go in with the shade Basic from the Stacey Marie palette. I'm actually going to mix that with Dirty Tan from the Clientele palette and just put this on my crease. Just packing on that colour again and in through the crease. I then go in with an Ingloss 46 SS. It's just sort of like that Makeup Forever one, just really fluffy. And I go in with the shade Lit from the Stacey Marie palette, and also the shade Jaja from the Clientele palette. Just mixing these two oranges together. I just sort of go between the brown tone and a little bit up. Don't be afraid to go too close to the eyebrow. And just blending that out. And to darken that up, I'm going to go in with a Spectrum A12 brush. It's sort of like a thick bullet brush. And I'm actually going to go in with a black shade. The Just Black from the Clientele palette. And just right on your crease. Just to darken it all up again. I know it looks very intense right now, but we will blend it all out again. Just going back and forward. This will just darken up the crease for whenever we're doing our half cut crease. And then to blend that out, I'm going to get another small fluffy brush, just with no product on it at all. This is a Peaches&Cream PC11. I'm just going to try and blend out that black. Just with no product at all at the start. And then we will go in with the Too Much from Clientele, the really dark brown shade, and just go right over the top of that black, just bringing back the brown shades. I just go in circular motions. And then I'm going to end with our Makeup Pro Store fluffy brush again, just with the shade Dirty Tan again, just to blend out that darker colour again. So go like 50% on the darker colour and 50% above it, just to bring it back. Continuously blending and blending. Just going to go in then again with the 2 orange shades and just do the outer corner again. Just building on all of these colours back and forward. Whenever you have the colour and shape that you desire, then you can go into your cut crease. I'm going to use the PC55 Peaches and Cream brush. It's a very small like flat curved brush again, because this Makeup Forever full coverage concealer is the thickest one I have at the minute. I'm just going to use that to go in and cut the crease. I have actually just ordered the P. Louise base, thank God, and her palette, so I can't wait till it comes. Off, my eyes are so tiny and they are slightly hooded, as you can see, so I always like to just do my cut crease a little bit above where my eye crease is. But I start off in the inner corner and then just work some product along the lash line, and then looking straight at the mirror and just drawing above my crease. I sort of go like 3/4 away across the eye and just patting it all down. Just looking straight at the eye to make sure that it's over your crease. Then just make sure that all the product is off that brush, and then on the outer corner I just tap it all in, just to try and blend it a wee bit with our shadows. And we are going to go in with all our shadows to bring back the colour. So going in with our black shade, it's just black from the Clientele palette. I'm just putting this on the very outer corner, and then I'm going to blend this in with the dark brown that I'm just after using on above the crease. So using Too Much from the Clientele palette, I'm just going over the black and sort of blend it in towards the crease. Just going very light-handed with this and making sure everything is blended. I then like to go in with a lighter brown shade, just so that whenever we put our glitter on, it looks like it's blended. So I'm going in with the Naked shade from the Stacey Marie palette. I'm just tapping off the excess and then using it to go in. Now that that all looks quite blended, we're now going to go in with our glitter in the inner corner. So the glitter that I'm going in with is the Peaches&Cream Gatsby Pigment. And I'm just going to go in the inner corner with a really small detail brush. So I'm going to take the Spectrum A16 brush, it's just a flat brush, just to pack this on. So just literally placing that on. This pigment is amazing. So just taking that just over halfway and just packing it on, making sure that the line is quite sharp if you're going to keep it as a cut crease. Just going in with the shade Naked, the lighter brown, and just making sure that it's no harsh lines. I find sometimes that can take away from the glitter, so you can go in again with the glitter. I'm going to actually go in with my darker shade again, and with just black in that outer corner, and then in with the shade Too Much. Just working it back and forward just to make sure that that blend is there. You can see it just transfers into the darker shade. So now I'm gonna line the lash line with the Maybelline black eyeliner. And as I want quite a thick line, I'm just gonna go in with a MAC 209, sort of like a pointy liner brush, and just working it into the pot. And then I'm actually start halfway across the lid and do my outer corner first. I've always had a fear of doing eyeliner on myself. I can do fine on other people, but on myself I either go too thin, too thick, never can get it right. So I find just doing it from halfway across the eye and pulling it outwards and just doing it in sections is easier for me, and then going in the inner corner, because if you have your thickness right on the outer corner, it's easier to go thinner in the inside. So just doing that in sections. And just brushing it across the lash line. Just doing that thinnest line first, and then you can build it up. And meeting that middle height. After I go in with that eyeliner, I actually like to go in with something more like liquidy. I find the Maybelline liner, it is great, it's so dark and it does set really well, but I find this next one, whenever it goes on, it's like a real liquidy consistency, but it's so black, and whenever it dries matte, so it just sets off the look, I find. So I go in with that, and then I'm actually going to go in with the Just Black shade and just sort of like disperse the eyeliner on the outer corner. So just going to overwrite what we've done with the Maybelline liner. Just be careful whenever you're doing this, because that NYX liner is quite liquidy. You can like transfer it above where you don't want, because it's quite hard to blend then. So just literally putting the black right above that liner. And then whenever the liner starts to dry, you can blend it in a wee bit more, just making sure that the liner is still a little bit tacky so that we can blend it. So I always just coat my eyelashes just with a wee quick bit of mascara before I put on eyelashes, because I find they blend a wee bit better. So I'm going to use the NYX Worth the Hype mascara and just coat my lashes just quickly. And then I'm going to take the TL4 from Tatty Lashes. As I have said so many times in this video, my eyes are quite small, so sometimes I do have to cut the lash to the length of my lash line. You obviously don't have to do this, and it's just personal preference. So that's my two eyelids done. I'm now just going to go underneath the eyes and just do what I did on top, just with the orange and brown shades, and just darken up underneath the eye before I start my base. So I'm just going to go underneath the eyes just with that Makeup Forever concealer again, just right underneath the eyelid. And then I'm going to go into the waterline with the wee Maybelline eyeliner. And then using a Spectrum A13 brush, it's like a small smudging brush, I'm just going to go in with the shade Just Black from the Clientele palette. Just smudging that underneath the waterline, just to blend the eyeliner and then some shadows underneath. And what I always do underneath the waterline is the shadows that I've used on the top, I sort of reverse it a wee bit, but underneath I will always start off with the darkest colour closest to the liner. So using like a black and then the dark brown and then fading it out with the lighter brown and the oranges, just to make it all like the outer corner all the same. Just right underneath again, and then just to make it all blend together, just to brighten up the inner corner. So it's just like a wee bullet brush that I got off eBay years ago. I'm just going to go in with the shade Pink Me from the Stacey Marie palette, and also taking Moonlight and Glow Up, just all the really light shades, just tapping off the excess and then just literally right in your inner corner, brightening it up. Now for our base, I'm going to go in with, my skin's like quite dry at the minute, so I'm actually going to go in with two primers, a primer to smooth out my skin but also a primer to hydrate it. So two of the products that I love for smoothing and hydrating is, I love the Illamasqua, it's Hydro Veil. So it's sort of like a clear gel, but you just brush it into your skin. You can use your fingers or brush, whatever is your preference, just to moisturise your face before you apply your primer. Some people put it on before their primer, some people put it on after, some people just use it as primer. Because my skin is quite like acne prone, it's not as bad as it used to be years ago, like, but I always love to hydrate and then prime. So I'm using that Hydro Veil, and then I'm going to go with the Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer, and just use my fingers just to massage that in around my face. It's just to make sure that it's completely hydrating my skin and it's completely pushed in, and just working the best I can to hydrate my skin. While I let that sink in a wee bit before I put on my primer, I just like to mix my foundations. So the foundations that I'm actually going to use today are NARS in the shade Barcelona, but I'm also going to use a drugstore product. This is the Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation. It's in the shade F8.5. It is quite light for my skin when I have tannin, so that's why I like to mix it with a darker foundations. Sometimes I use this in the parts of my face that I want highlighted. Sometimes I mix it in with foundation. It just depends. It's complete personal preference. I also like to mix the Makeup Atelier highlighting fluid just to make my foundation quite glowy. It's an FLV3. Now that that Hydro Veil is sunk into my skin, I'm going to pop the wee smoothing primer on top just with my fingers. Just rubbing it into both hands, just working it and making sure it's nice and warmed up. Just making sure you cover any areas that you find yourself quite problematic. So mine would be my chin and around this area, and also a little bit on my forehead. So for my foundations, I'm going to go in with the PC04 brush. Now I get in with our foundation brush. I just like to go in circular motions. camera our foundation looks a little bit lighter than our tan, but with our cream shades and our contour powders it'll all come back together and we'll add some more dimension to the face. Today I'm actually going to use the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer in the shade Vanilla, just to brighten up underneath the eyes, a little bit on the forehead, the nose, and any other areas that I want to highlight. And then again going in with our wee PC23 brush from Peaches&Cream, just buffing this all into the skin. Now going in with the cream contour stick from Revolution in the shade F13. I just like to work the product onto my brush and then onto my skin just to make sure that it's warmed up and it will melt easily into my skin. But today I'm actually going to use a PC06 brush. This is like really like a sculpted dense like contour brush, I would call it. I'm not actually sure what it is. I never actually really use like brushes for what they're meant to be, like obviously eyeshadow brushes, but face brushes I just think like use what you think works for you. So I'm just going to pack this on in the areas that I want to contour. I only slightly contour my nose. Just placing it where I want to contour. Wiping off any excess product on that brush before you blend it all in. See how it melts just right into the skin? So to set my face, I am going to use the Airspun powder. This is what it looks like. Just going in with it's a BH Cosmetics brush, just a wee fluffy powder brush. And just getting that powder and just dabbing it into the skin, fluffing it out. Now I'm going with the Huda bronzer by Benefit, just a wee like angled contour brush. My boyfriend's granny actually got me it, but I really love it for like darkening up your cheeks. And now for bronzer, I'm going to go with the Studio Fix by MAC in the shade NW43. Just on a powdered brush again. It's sort of like a real like orangey, like bronzy colour, just like it's completely matte, it has no like glow or glitter in it, but I just love it for making the face warmer. I'm now going to end with blush. I'm going to use it's like a tapered blush brush. It's actually got a number on it, 116. It's actually from Primark. It's just a really good big fluffy tapered brush for putting your blusher on. I'm going to go in with the Kiko coloured blush in the shade Smart. Just tapping it. This is quite a pink formula. I actually used this in my video that I did my makeup really bad, but you can use it and it not be so pink, if you get what I mean. But all you have to do is just make sure that you're tapping off any excess, and whenever you're putting it on your face, you're lightly putting it on your face. So just tapping it in the apples of your cheeks, just at both sides. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's just so natural and nice. And I find the Milani baked bronzer in the shade Glow is really nice to just add some glow back to the skin. It's also like a real like bronzy, blushy colour. It looks more pink in person, to be honest. So I just use the same brush again and just lightly putting that over the cheeks. This chair, I'm gonna go mad. And then before I put my highlight on, I'm actually going to use the All Nighter setting spray, just to like weten up my face a wee bit so that the highlighter sticks a wee bit more. So I'm using the Doll Beauty, the wee duo. I'm obsessed with this, just the more bronzy colour. And I'm popping this on the highest part of my cheeks and just up towards my outer corner of my eye, and do the same on the other side. And then I go in with the lighter shade just to top it up just slightly on the cheeks and the nose. Gimme Brow by Benefit. It's just like a wee brow gel. It's in the shade 4. I'm just going to brush it through my eyebrows. Primark liner in the shade Spice. Now I'm going in with the Jordana liquid lipstick even in the shade In the Buff. Maybelline Vivid Hot Liqueur. I don't even know what shade this is in. Oh, it's in the shade Tease. I'm just going to pop that on top of my lip. Just like that. And then using a wee brush just to blend it all in. I'm going to use the Peaches and Cream liquid lip gloss in the shade Babe. And lastly, to set our makeup, I'm just going to use the All Nighter Urban Decay Long Lasting Setting Spray. So thank you so much for watching my video today. This is the final product. I loved doing this video today. I cannot remember the last time that I got completely glammed up. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I apologise for the sound of my squeaky chair in the background, and also like some of the other noises like my dogs and the boys working out at the cars. So I apologise for that, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye! I actually want to end my video on a note towards my two best friends. Today is their birthday, so I want to say a huge happy birthday to Kira and Orla. Happy birthday, girls. Love you lots.